For 11 years, the parents of children with autism have been coming to Richmond asking us for help. And for 11 years, they've returned home disappointed. During those 11 years, we've learned a lot of things. We've learned how prevalent autism is. 1 in 110 children now is developing autism. And 1 in 70 boys will have autism. We've also learned that there is hope. 50% of the children who receive appropriate treatment attain normal functioning, and another 40% achieve great improvements. And perhaps most importantly, we've learned to love children with autism. Many of us have these children in our families. Many of us know these children in our neighborhoods and our churches. Children with autism are no longer strangers to us. Robbie Mano, who is a young college student here today who has autism, spoke to us and explained to us how difficult it is to work in a world when you see it differently, when the pieces aren't the same, when you can't pick up social cues from other people. And yet we saw in this young man someone who's overcome, and he's overcome because of appropriate treatment, supportive family, and his own determination. Last year, after many years of effort, the Senate passed a bill, very much like this bill, that requires insurance companies to provide coverage to autistic kids. Last year, a subcommittee of the House of Delegates defeated our bill, and again, the parents went home empty-handed, discouraged, and despairing. But finally this year, there's been a change of heart in the House of Delegates. They've taken our Senate bill, made it their own, and passed it. This bill is not everything we want and the children deserve. It's limited and targeted to kids 2 to 6. It has a $35,000 a year limit. It has an opt-out provision if it is more costly than predicted, and it excludes small businesses. It's a very limited mandate. In fact, if it passed, it'll be the weakest mandate bill in the country, but it will help children. We can't afford to further weaken this bill, and make no mistake, this block of amendments may seem inoffensive, but it will render it a hollow shell. They may sound good, but it will turn the bill into a do-nothing bill. And further, ironically, the Mandated Benefits Commission in 2009 said that based on a Bureau of Insurance survey of the 30 top insurance companies in Virginia, of the premium impact of a mandated offer would likely be more expensive than a mandated benefit. Let me repeat that. A mandated offer would be more expensive than a mandated benefit. And that's because only those individuals most likely to use the benefit would purchase it. Let's, this year, keep this bill intact. Let's not tatter it. And let's let these families go home knowing that their children will have a bright future. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of rejecting the 7 floor amendments, and I do so with great respect and reluctance from my good friend from Lynchburg. This issue has been before us for a number of years, and I will tell you where I really got reinforced on supporting this piece of legislation, and it was from my position on the Joint Legislative Audit and Review Commission. This year there was a presentation that was made regarding autism on it, and the emotional side of it and the parental disappointment part of it aside, I was persuaded from a business perspective that having the opportunity for earlier intervention under a mandated benefit to deal with these challenged young people ultimately would result in a cost avoidance in later years. And of course, that's not something that can be quantified. I can't stand up and wave a from a financial analyst, a fiscal impact on it, on other than what the cost on the premium is be. But I'm absolutely persuaded after listening to that presentation with JLARC, and I did pay attention in Commerce and Labor, and much to the surprise of the senator from Prince William, I did pay attention in Finance about it, and I am persuaded that these amendments are not in the best interest of this piece of legislation.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, Senior Senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw.
Yeah, I would join with Senator from James City County in rejecting this. If we had insurance policies in this country based on a mandated offering as opposed to a mandated benefit, where I suspect that only the people who needed it would use it, the cost of insurance in this country would be astronomical. I mean, I look down all these mandated benefits that I pay for in our insurance policy. One of them are OBGYN or pregnancy benefits. I'd ask everybody in here, what's the chances of me ever using that?
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the floor amendments be agreed to in block? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. No. The noes appear to have it. The noes have it. The floor amendments are rejected. The junior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator Wagner. Senior senator. I'm having trouble with Virginia Beach.
Mr. President, we'll get there eventually. But
I have to work on that Virginia Beach.
Mr. President, first I'd waive the reading of the floor amendment.
Question is, shall the reading of the floor amendment be waived? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading of the floor amendment is waived. The senior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator Wagner.